Question, 2 minutes. What can our state do to reduce our carbon footprint, given that the state is so dependent on fossil fuel revenue? And that is Matthew.
You know, I'm chair of the Interim Water and Natural Resources Committee, and I put this on the agenda. We had a meeting up in Farmington where P&M is getting ready to close the San Juan Generating Station, which is a coal-fired power plant. And we had the meeting in Farmington so we could talk about what they were going to do next. And that meeting, there was a lot of heads in the sand up there. To reduce our carbon footprint as a state, the biggest thing we can do is increase the renewable portfolio standard. It's currently so renewable portfolio standard is for a utility. They have to have a certain percentage of renewable energy in their overall portfolio by a set date. So it's currently 20% by 2020. I was at an event last night with Michelle Lujan Grisham. I think it needs to go to 50% by 2030 and 80% by 2040 or 2050. So I mean that's the biggest thing we can do. We can also provide incentives. You know, right now wind and solar are out competing oil and gas and certainly coal. That being said, they're more economically competitive at the utility industrial scale. So the really big locations. And then we end up building transmission lines to California and Arizona. And those have their own impacts that we have to be sensitive to. I would like to see us return to the solar tax credit, where you can get a tax credit for putting solar panels on your own home. And I've carried that legislation multiple times, and we will carry that again in the next session.
Matthew's right that the way to reduce our carbon footprint is to make more of the energy we consume come from renewable sources. Really, most of the degradation of our carbon isn't from energy producing. The resource that's harmed by a lot of our energy production is water, not air. So if we're talking about carbon and air quality, it's really ties right back to how the energy is produced, and driving around. You know, we all play a role in it. Here's the thing: the Democrats have controlled our legislature, both sides, since time immemorial. This has been a huge issue for 2 decades. We haven't made any progress. I think, like a lot of things, we need to have a different kind of dialogue, and not just keep getting hung up. Of course, everybody here wants less pollution. Most of us have children. Some of us have grandchildren. We want them to inherit a cleaner planet. And so this shouldn't be something that divides us. I think it's a high priority for Representative McQueen. It would be a high priority for me as well.